Hello, my name is Michael Pham, and I'm here to explain to you all what the IKEA effect is. Has anyone here ever heard of the IKEA effect? I'm assuming not many of you have. Well, I'm here to explain. What is the IKEA effect? The IKEA effect is a cognitive bias in which a consumer places a high value on products that they partially made. The name derives from the Swedish company that sells items that require assembly. Hence the name, the IKEA effect. Don't we all just love IKEA? I'm assuming by now everyone's asking, who created this bias? Where did it come from? Well, the experiment of this bias was published by college professors Michael Norton of Harvard Business School, Daniel Mochent of Yale University, and Dan Early of Duke University in 2011. The experiment shows that products that require self-assembly or the consumer doing the building well affects the outcome of how a consumer views that product that they partially created. Regardless if the product comes out good or bad, the person who partially built the item will still value the work they put in than if they were not to put any of their labor in at all. I'm assuming everyone here has created a product that they put a lot of value in, regardless if it was ugly or it looked really good.
An experiment was conducted to test the worth that individuals put on products that they constructed themselves. Participants were asked to inspect a pre-built IKEA box or build one themselves. When asked to bid on prices of the boxes, participants had bid 62% more on their boxes compared to the ones they inspected. Overall, they reported to like their boxes more than the other. In another experiment, instead of IKEA boxes, participants were asked to either fold origami frogs or cranes. When asked, they placed a value on their own creations, which turned out to be 460% more than those created by experts, and also thought very little of the cranes and frogs made by their peers. These two experiments ended with similar results. Participants that created their own products, on average, preferred theirs to ones created by others. Without room for customization, this experiment drove the fact that building something yourself often leads to valuing it more than to buying it pre-built.
In another similar experiment, participants were given Lego sets rather than origami paper or IKEA sets. The subjects were given one of three options, which are to be given a pre-built Lego set, to build a Lego set, or to build one and take it apart. As suspected, the participants valued their own self-made creation. What this experiment intends to highlight is the unbuilt condition. While it has been established that many prefer their own self-made product compared to the pre-made one by a great margin, there was only a small preference for the product that they were asked to take part of. This means that the IKEA effect is most effective when both the pre-made and self-made products are finished. This is also evident in another experiment in which participants were asked to stop building their IKEA products halfway through the process. The value of the incomplete items were lower than both pre-made and self-made items, meaning that people can recognize obvious differences in quality of a product and are not so biased that they'll choose their own work over anything.
So what are the limitations to the IKEA effect? Regardless of whether the quality of the product is good or bad, the individual would still prefer the product which they made over products made by others. Even if the product of an individual is not the best quality, they will still use or display the product to others. The individual could have a better quality product, but still chooses their work to that of others. Now, for example, a guy builds his own table that will be used in the dining room for all to see. His finished product is basically an unevenly painted and crooked table. His wife and neighbors see the product, and in their eyes, it's not exactly the greatest table they've ever seen, and they ask him if he would rather just buy a pre-built table in the furniture store. He refuses and persists on using the table that he built for the dining room. Now, despite everyone's negative remarks, the table is proudly placed in the dining room. Okay, now let's just say that they have a big family party in the house. At the party, the table collapses and all the food drops to the floor. What a waste, right? This situation could have been avoided by simply buying a table from the furniture store. However, due to the IKEA effect, the man valued his own work so much that he chose to use a lower quality product that he built rather than that of a higher quality.
And that just about wraps up the IKEA effect. Thanks for watching. created using Powtoon.